sorry, little guy.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Hey.
How's it going? Good to see everybody. Hey, we got some people in the room already. How's it going? What's up, Mickey? Mickey Wells. Hello. How are you doing?
Mickey?
Yeah.
We did not. You announced this, but it seems like there was a time zone issue, and so you have folks that might be joining us right after we finish the live stream. And I know you were really frustrated about that. Yeah.
Very true. So, what's up, guys? Y'all come on in. Hi, I am Asylum, and we are excited. We're going to talk a little bit before, just kind of wait for everybody to get in the room. I got some little music playing in the background. But we're just going to kind of wait a little bit for everybody to get here, and then we will get into the meat of what's going on. Courtney, what are you drinking?
I have to put my makeup on.
Put makeup on?
I know, my makeup on. This is it. Well, if you guys watch in my videos, this is it. This is all that there is. That's all the makeup.
All right, there we go. That's the makeup.
Am I really loud?
That is the makeup.
Sorry. Okay. Hey, let me know. So normally, and you can't see this because it's off screen, right there is a mic. And so that's the mic, and it grabs everything right around here. But when we do these live streams, we use my fancy, what's this mic? It has a fancy name, JC. I mean, Asylum. You know the name of it, right? What is this mic?
SM7B.
That's right. It's the I was going to say SM7B. Right. And so I was doing my normal. So when I was in Seattle.
Hey, we got Daniel in here. Daniel Bentoncourt.
Hey, Daniel.
Kaizen Prince.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, Daniel.
Good to see you.
I know who Daniel is. Yeah. So when I was at Joel Telling's studio, it's really interesting. If you watch his videos, Joel is loud, right? And he is like, and just watch. I saw a video with Tom Hanks one time, and he talked about what he did for his role as Woody in the Toy Story movies. And he said pretty much every line he yells. And if you watch the movie, he pretty much yells every line. That's what he's like, yeah, everybody. So, but Joel Telling brings a huge amount of energy to his videos. And so when I am filming, my cameraman will tell me there was no energy in that. And so I'm like, okay. Which is good because it's not a good video if I'm just like, hey, everybody, here's a 3D printed basketball. It's hard to see because I poorly chose a black shirt for this video. Anyway, so so Joel brings up, but so I just heard that I was extra loud because this mic is much closer, and my SM7B, don't I look cool like I know what I'm talking about? So since I got this mic, I will tell you all that, wow, do I see it everywhere. So we have the Rode lavalier mics, and it's, it clips on your shirt and everything, and it's just this little, it's a cube, right? Or it's not a cube, it's a square. And boy, do you see those all over the place. I have my headband. There you go. You have yours. I have my headband on, but yeah, so those are all over the place. But this microphone is lots of places. But I am very excited because I can pull it closer. Awesome. And if I'm done with it, I can put it over there. Okay.
Push it out of the way. I know. So we got A and Joy in here. Hey, hello, A and Joy. How are you? I think I'm saying that right.
Hey there, A and Joy.
Everybody, comment in the room. We're going to get started here in a second. What are you drinking, Courtney?
So there was a need in the house by one of my children for cranberry juice, and I got addicted to cranberry juice. I love cranberry juice. So this is like, there's a lot of ice in it, so it melts down, and it's not quite because cranberry juice does not taste like it has sugar in it. It actually has quite a bit of sugar in it because it's super, super tart without sugar. Are you looking? Are you looking? We're good. Okay. Okay. So,
well, awesome. Well, look,
so yeah, So this was not announced. I will say that. And it was announced, not announced on my part intentionally, because this is sort of the first in the series and we want to see how it goes. So thank you guys for being here. Awesome. So Asylum, would you like to kick us off?
We got Peter Iggy just hopped in the room. So good to see you, Peter. Hey guys, everybody comment down there as we go. Ask any questions you have as we step through this. But tonight like she said, this is the first in a series where we're going to ask Courtney to talk about the things that she can't talk about in her videos.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So, and I tried to come up with it. This is something that I think has been long coming, but the title just came to me and I was like, we can do this now. So we have upgraded our studio. It looks the same back here. So visually it's the same, but we're really upgraded in our technology in order to record. So I'm very excited to do long form videos and to do more live streams, but short form videos suck, and they are so hard because in 60 seconds you have such a short amount of time. So for instance, this filament here from Minrian, this WizDream filament, I did 2 videos. We actually were only working with them for 1 video, but I really wanted to do a second video because the first video where we unboxed it and said, look, this is supposed to, I mean, I got this in the mail from them and it said, specifically designed to print 3D printed airless basketballs. And I was like, they designed a filament just for the airless basketballs because that's how popular this is. It really crosses, it crosses just all kinds of things beyond 3D printing into the basketball and just sport area. So not only did they send me 1 color, they sent me 2 colors and a 3rd color. They sent me this white that drove me nuts. But after we did the first video,
yeah, I was going to say the Minrian video. I was going to pull that up real quick.
You want to play? Do I need to play it? Or do you want me to play it?
Yeah, just hit the play.
I'm going to hit the play button.
We got Matt Claremont. We got Mickey Wells. A Enjoy asks, what brand of filament gives you the least problems?
Oh my God.
Robert wants to know how much hair you have on your build plate.
Oh, wow. That's a great question. It depends on the day. No, if I'm messing around, especially with magnets, I have to put it up because it is long. I mean, it's, in fact, and I'll put it up and I'll put it in a bun, right? Because it is, and if I'm dealing with the guinea pigs, and I will tell you that one time, Cheerio, for not me, my daughter got annoyed with her and he went chomp and cut some hair off, and then about an inch higher up went chomp and got that. And so I was like, oh, I'm not losing 20 inches of hair. I worked too long to get this because my hair grows really slowly. So yeah, yeah, you'll hear me go, if magnets or the rack over there. Yeah, it's annoying. I have long hair is a commitment in so many ways, but you have to watch out where you get into it. So okay.
Onto the Minrian. Now, I think you had a few adhesion issues with this, I think, didn't you?
I did. So is it playing? Yeah, I had a lot of adhesion issues. Where are my adhesion? I will bring my adhesion stack out. In fact, we even, so this is the second video where the successful video. So let's go back. I'm going to pause this. Go back to our view of us, and I'm going to just switch over and show you all. Because we had sent some information. JC, you were talking to them. Asylum was saying, and they were like, "Well, do this. Are we doing this?" And you were like, "Okay, we know how to work with build plates." So I was working with. I'm going to go back here to my camera. I was working with. Huh?
You keep going. I'm saying hey to people. Okay. Jesse James McGuire.
I was working with smooth build plates, textured PEI build plates. I was working with multiple, and this is just a few of them. I was working with multiple adhesion things. I was changing the slicer settings a lot. I was working with temperature for the build plate because they recommend you go a little bit higher, even though it's like PLA based, a little bit higher. Okay, so that was all fine. And I was just kept having problems. And so finally I said, you know what? I'm switching over. And I switched over for 2 reasons. So I'm going to tell you this. I love slicers. I love slicers. And I never would have thought I would have been like a slicer geek where I want to go through and figure out all the different settings of slicers, but I absolutely have the best time.
What are we? I'm lost. What's happening over there?
Hey, Ray. I said, Robert? It's Raybert. That's Raybert. That's my friend Ray. I'm pointing over there because Robert. That's where. You said Robert. Oh, okay. Okay, you know Ray as well. Okay, sorry. Sidetrack. So in any case, I worked with slicer settings so long with this. Now, Prusa slicer. A fork from Prusa Slicer is Bamboo Studio, and a fork from Bamboo Studio is Orca Slicer, but I was not getting the same results between them. I was getting a dramatically different base in Prusa Bamboo Studio and Orca Slicer, and it was so much more. It was going up and had these little fingers going up in the holes here, which is great to grab hold of the model, but it was a nightmare to get it off. The one I successfully got it off is this lovely 25% one, and it took me a lot of time. And I love this little guy. This thing is great. I love this. I love this guy. But when I went over and I was like, forget it. I cannot get 100% print. What I can get on the Prusa Mark IV is I could get an 88% print. And that's why this is an 88% print in the video with the black. I could do that with Prusa Slicer, and it just did this. This is it. Right here. I got to get out of the way. I'm going to go overhead. Hold on. Let me go overhead cam. This is it. This is all there was, right? And I was able to peel it off, and it popped off so nicely. It had just enough to grasp it. And this in one print was done. And it worked really nicely. So at that point, I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm going with Prusa Slicer. And I moved over to the Prusa XL, which I'm fortunate to have in order to print the full size one. And I still had bill plate adhesion issues. So in the video, you'll notice that there is what looks like a really big brim, and it's not, brim is not the setting, but there is a setting to give you this brim-like fingers or hand things going out here, and it pulled up, and I lost one here, and this is a big print, but I had enough extra, and so I came back and I was like, no, and it was coming up. Now that's why I say I think that this print would be successful and would not have a crack in it. All of the print videos that I've seen where it cracks, it cracks along a line that is related to the print. The place that this cracked, I'm gonna flip over to my camera here and show you, is when I ran back and it's hard to find, and put the magnets back down. Here we go. I'm going to see it there. And that's a bunch of bounces. So it didn't start like that. We played with this for like 10, 15 more minutes before, and it would do this odd, it would be fine, right? So, it's fine. It's bouncing until it gets to the point where it hits it, and reminder, sorry. And until it got to a point. So it's only tearing where that fault was. And that's where I put the magnets back on, it pulled it back down, and I saw it go, and I was like, oh no, I messed it up. One layer was all it took. And it was too low. And so, this was my fault.
Yeah. Now we only have about another minute or so to talk about this before we move on to the next topic. There's a couple of questions, but first thing, I know you wanted to talk about, what do you think caused the failure? Was it the build plate? Was it the slicer when you were having all the issues with the failures and everything? Did you end up coming up with a conclusion?
Yeah, I think 100% the reason that this cracked is because when this pulled off the build plate, if you look at the video and you can see that this is pulling up on all four corners, and I grabbed big fat neodymium magnets and I took them, and instead of putting it at the edge, I took it and shoved it all the way up against this base. And when I did that, it pulled it down just enough. And as you guys know, every layer they recommend 0.3 millimeter layer height. So it pulled it down enough to make a difference. I effected a change that caused a fault that I think caused this to fail.
Now, is there anything
the bounce capability of this filament is great. What?
Is there anything that Gloop makes that would allow you to repair that?
I do not know. This is it is saying it's using the settings are very interesting. They give you settings. It's confusing. They're setting suggestions and they're trying to tell you from my guess is depending on what you have of the 0.6 millimeter nozzle, but they're saying PLA settings or TPU settings. So this is more of a TPU. So 3D Gloop does not make a TPU based adhesion. They have ABS, PLA, and PETG. So I don't think so.
Okay. And then last question, weight wise, how do you think it compared to a regular basketball versus aerodynamics and stuff with regular basketball? What do you think?
So interesting that you mentioned that because we had this right here and oops, I just hit the mic. Sorry. We had this right here. We were going to weigh this. What we were going to do is hold on. Hello.
Wait a minute.
My son comes in every live stream for a cameo. That was it. So we were going to weigh this. As far as how much this weighs in comparison to a regular basketball, does anyone have any idea how much a regular basketball weighs? Because I can weigh this and let you know. I forgot how much this weighs. What we were weighing was how much it weighs in comparison to how much this is 550. 550. Right. And so that I forgot to weigh the regular basketball. We do this all the time. There's so many things we want to fit into the video and we don't have time, which is why I wanted to talk about this. Yeah.
Last thought on that filament. What do you think?
Last thought, I am very impressed. I've seen so many videos on filaments and people trying to do this with TPU and whatnot. I do think they are onto something. I think this filament that's designed for this basketball, for the bounceability, using the settings they're telling you works really well. I will also say that I think scaling it down to 88% using the same settings, I think we got better bounce out of this than we're getting out of this. But I also had a fault. So I think I'm really impressed with this filament. Is it a guaranteed? I don't have a guarantee because even though this broke at a very unusual spot, I don't know if it would held up over 10 hours of play. I don't know.
Right. So they're saying the regular basketball is 22 ounces or 600 grams. I'm getting two different measurements here. 22 ounces, 600 grams.
22 ounces.
So there you go. That's awesome.
Okay, hold on. Awesome. 22 ounces. I know we're out of time. Hold on. 22 ounces. Tear. Okay, hold on.
Hey guys, while she does that, thank y'all so much for commenting. I'm going to try and get all your questions in. I may combine them together for a couple of things, but we'll try and get as many of these questions in there. Somebody wanted to know your favorite flexi print.
My favorite flexi print. That one is so tough because there's so many good flexi prints. It has, I would say, it has changed over time. That's a really hard one. My favorite flexi print. Let me think about it for a minute because I want to say, and I'm behind on printing the flexis. There's so many that have come out. And I'm subscribed to multiple Patreons. The astronaut. Flexi Factory's astronaut was just so great with a little helmet that popped up and down, and we printed those and they made so many children happy. Every time I printed them, we would have to give them away. I mean, and I enjoy giving them away, but we would print them for video and then we would come back and I like to keep some stuff around because we bring stuff out. But yeah, that astronaut.
Okay, we'll come back to it. And then we're also going to talk about your favorite dryer later. We're going to move on to the next topic. And Joy, thank you so much for the $1.99 gift to the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you for saying you love the channel. We really appreciate that so much.
Thank you so much. Wow. Now, wow.
The next filament you wanted to discuss was blend maker, not polymaker. Blend maker.
Not polymaker, blend maker. So let me grab a blend maker. So I just did a video on this, and these guys surprised the heck out of me by sending me 12 spools. Of blend maker. If you see here, let's go to the video. If you see the video, Yeah, I messaged you and I was like, okay, here we go. Let's do.
You sent me a big picture of all the filaments and everything. I was like, oh my gosh.
So we start off, and the filament that I'm really excited about that I'll put in front is their Pro Carbon Color, which is exciting because it has the carbon fiber in the middle. But this company, Blend Maker, is new, and that doesn't mean their filament's new. So hold tight on that thought. But and that doesn't mean it's old. That sounds bad. In any case, but I messaged you and I was like, "There's a massive box," and they put all these stickers on it, which I thought was really cute because I love stickers. And yeah, I opened it up and I had all these Blend Maker filaments. So it should be coming shortly. Oh, we're back. Okay. So did we get to the point?
I'm back here. There it is.
Oh, here. Yeah, there it is. All the filaments they sent me. I was like, wow. So a couple of comments. There's always going to be people who are frustrated with the packaging. This is the blister packaging type material. So from that standpoint, where I am, that's recyclable. I can put that in, although the cardboard is also recyclable, although this gets reused because it gets used as guinea pig beds. They love these filament boxes. They have the best time with them. They get pee all over them and then we have to throw them away, but they makes them so happy. So, and then they've got the bags inside them. And one nice thing, I haven't done anything with this. I haven't even opened a single one, but the bags, if I flip it over, if you can see, it has the Mylar based on there. So if you intend on having a bag and filament in it for a long time, you can have moisture come through that, right? And it's going to come through just like a Mylar balloon will eventually deflate, but a regular balloon deflates faster. So in any case, this is the overall, the packaging is really nice. It's PLA plus.
Show that from your overhead camera. Show that from your overhead camera.
Roger that. Hold on. Camera 3. I'm just learning this. So let's see. So here is, the packaging, and here is Blend Maker. So yeah, it's a little bit different packaging. Now, blendmaker.com, it's great. It's easy to remember. I couldn't say it in the video, which was humorous. So I'm going to ask you, Asylum, so one of the things I didn't have an opportunity in the video is tell us a little bit about the people who have this new filament.
Yeah, so this is actually a father and a daughter. The father is actually a professional DJ. He writes music and everything. And his daughter wanted to start a 3D print farm. And they are currently running 25 X1Cs. And they have been selling these really interesting fidget screws. They've got about 5 different ones. And so they've been printing, but they haven't been happy with the filament. And so they decided they wanted to start their own filament company and just do something really different. And they're out of Florida. And
so the domain is stressnut, stressnut.com. And the model in and of itself, I have to tell you, is not that complex. It's basically a bolt. A nut and a bolt, and the fidget is spin up, spin down, and you can take it off. So this goes to show you that they are being successful with a print farm, selling a few variations of a model. Their marketing is excellent, and it's really their branding is really good. Their marketing is excellent. Their videos are good, because if you guys are doing a lot of 3D printing, you're going to look at those models and say those are not anything extraordinary, but they're large, they're well marketed, and branded, and so I think that's really cool. So will it blend? I love that question. I do not know if it will blend. I need to print with it to find out if it will blend. I have some other stuff I've got in queue, so I haven't had a chance to do that yet, but I thought this was really nice. The other half of this is that we wanted to talk about this Pro Carbon color. Let me bring some stuff out here.
Now, one of the really unique things, when I was talking to the father, one of the things he was so proud of was the colors that they were getting with their carbon fiber filament. And I'll let Courtney speak to what she thinks of it, but that was just one of the things they were really, really proud of. They're trying to produce a bunch of different colors of carbon filled filament, and Courtney will give you her opinion on the colors.
I will give you my opinion. You know that I am not shy about giving opinions. So,
yeah, I know.
So when I opened up these, well, first of all, I said, when you told me, I'm like, okay, there are carbon fiber PLAs. There's a lot of carbon fiber PLA. This is not anything new. This is not new. And you said, yeah, I'm a little confused too. And then it arrived and I opened it up and I was like, what? And I'm looking at it, at which point I realized that it's got that new thing that is happening a lot, which is the core is the carbon fiber part. Now, a couple things to note, and I do want to say this about Blend Maker. These guys do not have a filament extrusion line. They are not making it themselves. Is that a bad thing? I always tell people, absolutely not. That's not a bad thing. That means that they are contracting with a company who does an excellent job of making filament and knows how to make good filament. And they're working with them to make the recipe that they want. And clearly they're unique packaging, right? So that's a good thing. And it's just their brand. And so I think I'm impressed with it and I like that. But the question is, I think there's more than one location / company / manufacturer that's doing this core based thing. I linked a video from Stefan, a CSC Kitchen, a while back. There was an older video where he talked about, co-extrusion has been done for a long time, and especially where they're putting one thing inside another. This is not anything new. We're just seeing it come onto the 3D printing scene relatively recently. So, yeah, so I like it. Now, your question. What does it do and how does it change? So we've got two things. We have a functional question and we have a visual question. So the functional is, let me get to that in a minute. Let me go to camera 3 and show you the green here. This is just a vase and it's a pretty thick vase. I think it's 0.8 or 0.9 millimeter. You really do not see the carbon fiber at what's inside here? The carbon fiber at all here. Now you do see this is the, let me flip him over. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the black it starts to show through. The one that shows through the most, the one that I said in the video suffered the most is, let's show this. This is a chip clip. And can you see it just looks really muddy? It looks dirty, right? So I think, however, this is a little vase. I didn't take the brim off. And it has this really nice, like it's a marble effect. So it's not necessarily bad. But if you look at it, back to camera 1, look at me figuring out the technology, right? If we put the green up, the green looks pretty close. The yellow, however, is way off. Right. I'm not sure if I were to guess, I bet yellow will be only around for round 1 or batch, their first bulk of this. Now the red also changes color and the red looks great. The red does this, camera 3, look at the red is this lovely rust. You can see it's dark. It's harder to tell, but it's dark there. And then it goes to, So anyway, it's nice. Now, is this stronger? That is a question I do not have an answer to. The other question I said in the video is, do we have because carbon fiber PLA or carbon fiber anything is more abrasive on your nozzle. All right. My thoughts on that. First of all, depends on the printer that you're working on. Nozzles these days are not that expensive. I'm always like, I'll just swap out nozzles. Unless you're wearing a nozzle out every 2 days, at which point then it becomes expensive. But the way the filament comes down, you all know it comes down from the nozzle and then it gets smashed as the nozzle continues forward. Is that hitting and adding abrasion to the nozzle more so than it would if it's blended in? Are we hitting, when we hit it, like we do in the yellow, is it, is it a bit, I don't know. That's why I said, Stefan, I'm looking at you. So I'm not sure. Like mechanical advantage.
Yeah. And so like what you're saying is with standard carbon fiber, it's all blended together. So the colors have a tendency to be darker, right? And then since they're doing the core, the colors definitely look brighter so that when they're squishing out, they seem to get darker as that carbon fiber blends in with it. And I think that's what's really interesting about it to me. And so does it ever touch that nozzle? I'm right there with you. And Raybert's asking, does line width affect the color?
Yes, Ray. Guys, Ray is one of my best friends from way, way, way back. And anyway, so I'm always excited when I see Ray, because Ray and I only get to see each other once a year. So at a 3D printing event, by the way. So I don't know. I will tell you that when I have an opportunity, I print with larger wine lits. Look at me. I should have a beer or something of that. So here are some blues, right? And the blue is very similar. And I printed this with very wide extrusion width. So yeah, Ray, I'm not sure. One thing I can tell you that I did some tests on, let me pull my test around the bend here. So again, things that got cut, the reason I wanted to have this be things I couldn't tell you. And that is it clickbaity? Maybe a little bit. Was what could I not tell you because I just didn't have time. So does it maintain laminar flow? We learned, Stefan, again, love his work. He did some work where he took the co-extrusion and tri-extrusion and had it go through a nozzle, and then he had it go through a Bondtech CHT nozzle, and then he had a nozzle where he was just jabbing rods through the nozzle and trying to get it to mess up the flow. And ultimately, whatever came in, came out. So you're staying in laminar flow as you go through the nozzle. So that I showed in the video that there was it coming in beforehand and then coming out. So one thing is that you see as it's, you extrude and it's like, is the color correct? And you say yes or no. And that little bit will drop down. This, I don't think we're going to be able to get this on camera, but let me do this. See if you can see it. It's lumpy. I don't know if this is visible at all. And does that mean that we have an adhesion issue? Honestly, I don't think it does. I think what's going on here is that the core, the 20% carbon fiber in the core still is not just powder, right? It's 100% carbon fiber. That's binded together with PLA. So it is a PLA that has a really high percentage of carbon fiber. And then you've got your regular PLA plus around it. And so I think that what happens is it's just heavier and it doesn't extrude, stretch as much. But the question of does PETG and PLA adhere, or do we have layer adhesion issues, I think was a bigger one. So Ray, to your point, I'm not sure I answered it. I think extrusion width might make a difference. I'm a big fan of as wide of an extrusion width as we can go and keep the model's dimensions.
Okay.
What we want. There, that was
blendmaker.com.
Blendmaker
is the website where you can buy it right now. I do not believe that they sell through Amazon or anywhere else right now. So blendmaker.com. Any last thoughts on that, Courtney?
Yes, the pricing on them. So I messed around on the pricing. They did send this to us to do a video on, and I looked at it. It is something, I'm in North Carolina in the US. They are in Florida in the US. I believe it was $6 or $6.95 to ship to me. There are other companies that do this like flat rate shipping. I went from one spool of filament all the way up to like 20. I was like, but if I put $400 in my cart, it was still $6.95, right? So, what's the other company that does it? Shoot, I can't remember. So it's not Amazon Prime free, but for $6.95 if you plan on getting several spools, that's the Carbon Pro color is more expensive. It's more expensive. I will tell you this, I don't know that it merits it. Perhaps we do have core filament technology already that's not at a higher price. We have carbon fiber filament that's at a higher price, but this is new. And when you get something that's new. So anyway, I had fun printing with it. I will tell you, it prints really nicely. I had no issues printing any of it. Printed great.
Yeah. Well, speaking of core filaments.
Yeah. What do we have next?
Strong Hero 3D Core PET G.
Yeah. I don't even have any of those. They're around the corner with my really cool vertical TX thing that I love. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, let's pull some of this stuff up.
Yeah, I have it next to show up. it has wheels around. She did a video about it a while back. But so 14 different color options available apparently.
I think. Oh yeah, did I write 14 in the notes? If I wrote 14, so if you look at our video, let me hold on. You're cutting out. Let me pull down.
I just said you're supposed to make it. Yeah, you're supposed to.
Here, okay.
There are no notes.
There are no notes? Oh, shoot. Did I mess up my notes? Okay, press go so we can show the video.
No, you're fine.
What?
You're fine.
I did fall asleep.
Let me get it.
Switch view. Switch view. Yeah.
I got it.
You got me. You know I am easily fooled. I am. I'm serious. I am a sucker. Okay, so yeah, so Strong Hero has a lot. I was looking on Amazon, and to be sure, there have to be other locations, especially since Strong Hero is a Chinese company. Strong Hero, I believe it's Amelin. I'm trying to remember if it's Amelin or Everyone, but I'm pretty sure it's Amelin. That they are sister companies, and I had a run-in with them that irritated me to no end years ago, where I ordered something. What I ordered, because I was like, I found something that nobody's, I've never seen it. I'm going to get something that looks really cool. Anyway, they were out. They'd been out for a while. So they sent me something else. And I'm like, I have this. I bought it on Amazon. I paid Chinese international shipping. And you sent me this stuff. And by the way, you sent me other stuff that's not even your brand. Oh, yeah, well, we work together. And I'm like, anyway, there were words. Words were exchanged.
I love that red dress.
This is the best. Well, first of all, I love this model. Oh, I just found my cookie in the back. So this is Nico Industry, which, by the way, I really like Nico Industry. Let me go overhead. And I mean, for a lot of reasons. One, Nico is a heck of a guy. I think he's great. But so this is a translucent filament, and it has the black PETG core. Now, this is not a model that needs to have high stability. It's not going to be used for a leg of a chair. So I wasn't worried with it. But they have a lot of neat models. It surprised me. I thought when I first looked at Nico Industry, I thought that they did cosplay helmets and full body suits and everything. But for one price, you get access to all kinds of stuff. They're kids models. Anyway, so I did a bunch of stuff. And my evaluation at the end is, let's see what my evaluation at the end. Oh yeah, I see. I only put 2 notes. Okay. My evaluation at the end is maybe and meh. Those 2 words, the 2 words that start with M, maybe and meh. Because I think maybe this filament has an opportunity to do something interesting. I'm not sure what. In the case of the translucent with the black, yeah, it can look really great with certain models. But I tried to do stuff. I tried to do stuff here, and I tried to do stuff here. And I tried to do a whole bunch of stuff. I don't even have it all here. I tried to do stuff that I was like, come on, angular discoloration, show me your stuff. And it just didn't happen. So I think you've got to have the right model, and it may be the right filament. Now, I said that my favorite filament was, where did I put it? This guy right here. This is their purple, and it will not show up on camera the way it does in person, because this is a deep, deep purple, and it has a green glitter, and it's gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. However, after I put this video out, I will tell you, all of you who bought it, and you're like, why would you tell me that? And then now tell me this other thing. Wait, where's my model? Yikes, it's not here. Uh-oh. It's okay. It's okay. So I printed another model. It's the Dragon's Den model, which she's got great models, and it was using it to do a model like this, right? To do an articulated model, and it was cute and it looks great. But when it is thick, really thick, you're going to get just a really dark purple approaching black. So it still is pretty. It still has a great green glitter, but it doesn't have the same wow factor that you're going to get when you've got thin surfaces with this. Again, is there black in it? I mean, I'm looking, no, I see no black. I see no black. Okay. Yeah. So in the end, in the video you saw, this was a long form video I did, or longer. It does have a layer adhesion reduction in strength. It's not awful. It does work better on some filaments than others. And if it's something you love, you should absolutely get it. And I said, and I love them all. And my cameraman afterwards, that is also my husband, said, you said you didn't like the silks, and then you said you loved them all. And I'm like, well, I have a problem that I love all filament. I have yet to meet a filament I don't like. Even when they tick me off and they won't print well, I still like them all. I have an obsession. What can I say? So yeah, I think if you see something and the pictures show and it's what you want, I do not think you will be disappointed, because Strong Hero make good filament. There I said it. Yeah. Next.
Well, and you've also talked about how well they are keeping stock.
Sorry, I found it.
Yeah. But you always talk about how well they are at keeping stock. They keep stock of all their stuff. You know, they keep it up.
Oh, yes. Now, that's a good point. Strong Hero is good. It is one of the frustrating things that I have, and we put it in the notes of our videos, is for our 50% of the people who watch us. I need to go back and check that platform by platform, but 50% of the people who watch us are in the US. The rest of them are smattering. Sometimes we'll have a month, and Indonesia was the top viewing country for that month on a particular platform. But since a lot of you all are in the US, I do talk about US Amazon, and it is very, very frustrating, because I will buy this filament today and it will come in, and given how our queue is, or a company will send this to me, and I do buy filament. I absolutely buy filament. If I see something really cool, I will buy it, because I want to show filament that I think is exciting, and I'm not going to just show filament that we have sponsors that want to work with us. Unfortunately, we have exciting sponsors like, this was pretty cool, right? And working with Blend Maker, brand new. Yeah. But back in the day, it used to be, can we send you a gray? And I'd be like, yeah. Do you have a color that's better than gray? Anyway, but and so I'm sidetracked, but I have the filament. Yep. I get it in queue. I print stuff. We go to film the video. I go and look. And I should do this before I print the model, but sometimes I print and then we come back later and I'm like, it's not there. But the problem is, that might have been loud, guys. Sorry. The problem is there are these multi-product pages. So, for instance, Strong Hero, Amelin, Cookie Cat, all of these, they'll have 20 filaments on their page. If the one I have linked to take you there is out of stock, they're just you click the link and it's going to show you another filament. They're not going to say it's out of stock. They're not going to tell you when it's coming back in stock. And it's very frustrating. So we put in our notes, if link does not, something like, I can't remember, if link does not show product is out of stock. Yeah. Which is frustrating, but Strong Hero is good. Yeah. They keep them in stock. Yep. Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on to the next topic. So,
I sidetracked. Sorry.
First off, Raybert, I didn't get any beaver nuggets. Sorry, I am not on Bucky's Wi-Fi. I'm actually on my cell phone, and when I start going down bandwidth-wise, that's a semi driving by my car. So that's what's happening there. So, and Pay and Joy, I'm with you. I love a good gray, and I like multiple shades.
I don't want to talk bad. I shouldn't talk bad about gray, because when I first joined Clock Spring's Discord, he was in this, or Patreon, he was in this major gray phase. Look, I'm holding a gray object. Well, he was in this major gray phase, and I found Paramount 3D. If you've never tried Paramount 3D's filaments, it is wonderful filament. We should contact them, because I don't know, I have a bunch of Paramount. I love their filament, but they have like Battleship gray and game cartridge gray. And I was like, game cartridge gray, hello. I am of the game cartridge era. So I got it, and it is a great gray. So yes, grays are good. Green Gate 3Ds, Devin Montes Cool Gray is a beautiful pet G gray. Love that gray. Anyway, sorry, I got into gray.
The next couple of rounds are going to be kind of speedy. We've got about 15 minutes to go. So, surprise flocking.
Oh, it's upstairs. I forgot the surprise flocking. Hold on that. I will send a message.
Okay. Send a message. Laser. Okay, laser engraving content. Is there some interest from the audience?
Yeah. What do you guys think?
So here, guys, we're looking at she's looking at expanding the content and trying some different things. And so laser engraving is one of the things that she's been looking at adding to the, thank you for changing that for me.
Found the button. Oh, you're out. I'll talk. You've got a semi. Yeah. So this is a side story, guys. The company Xtool is a great company, I think, and they've got some great products. And I was in fact at Smurf, and I decided to go with Xtool because of another content creator that was there, and he talked to me so much about the Xtool. Mandic, really, I just pretty much wore his ear out talking to him about it. And I talked to them about it, and they wanted to send us a laser that was not the laser that I wanted. And finally I was like, you know what? No, I'm getting the laser that I wanted. So we got the laser that we wanted. We are not working with them at all, but I love the laser, and it's so cool. If you, it's interesting. When we got a 3D printer, as you guys know, it opens up your world. Suddenly you can do things that you could not do. And did you find it? You brought it. Yay, my flocking. Yeah, thank you. Look at that.
Awesome.
Look at that. So yeah. Hold on.
Yo, me and my dad were playing Fallout 76.
Thumbs
and
up
he
for,
said
put thumbs up in the chat. Put thumbs up in the chat for laser engraving. Thumbs up in the chat for laser engraving.
Yeah. So, yes, thumbs up. Thank you, guys. So in any case, yeah, so I love doing it, but at the same time, I have made a commitment personally. We're called Filament Stories, right? We're not called resin stories. We're not called laser stories. And I love filament. So it is important to me that if you come here to see 3D printing content related in general around filament, that we don't like sidetrack you on, and here's the best way to organize your guinea pig cage. But boy, I could do a video on that. So in any case, let me know in the comments. I'll read them afterwards if you put them, and those who see this after this video comes out, because I am interested. I'm hesitant to just diverge us much, but at the same time, if you don't have a laser and you have 3D printers and you get a laser, it like doubles the fun and doubles the things you can do. You're like, how am I going to solve this problem? I could do this, or I could do. It's great. You have a laser asylum. You love it.
I do. I enjoy it. I use it all the time. I'm actually about to expand it and make it bigger.
Oh. Anyway, okay. So
all right.
and
the flocking.
Flocking. Oh, okay. So this is, if you see this video, you'll be like, oh yeah, I know what that is. But I did a video with Pom Poms, Whitney Richards, the other day, and she's got great ideas. And I am a math computer science major. I like it when it's all organized and cut and dry. And for a hobby growing up as a child, I did origami, which starts from a square with no cutting, and you fold and you use, and then boom, you have a model. So to do something with glue and random is hard for me, but I also think it's really fun because I think projects are great. So the Pom Poms was fun. So she sent a picture of another model, and I was like, what in the heck filament is that? So I'm going to go overhead. And I just grabbed an old model for this because look, I got to find my camera. Look at this. Is that the coolest thing? So this is flocked, right? And I can't move it forward because I'll be out of focus, but this is just a vase mode tree from Christmas. And my question was, so I had a whole bunch of stuff outside on my deck because of fumes, and I ended up coming in due to rain. But I took UV resin and I brushed UV resin on it. And then I was like, how expensive is the flocking machine? I'm sure it's way out of my price point, $30. And it includes flocking powder. And it's so much fun. Anyway, 2 AA batteries. So I'm going to do something.
Carrot.
Isn't it? It's the nice looking carrot. I love it. So I'm going to do sort of a joke video coming up, and you guys will be in on it because I'm going to be like, and this new filament. Da, 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 da. Okay, guys, I'm just joking. But yeah, it's fun. And the goal here is to get it, to get something that will cause it to adhere and not fall off afterwards, because I did I had a skull I had a skull and I thought, oh, 3D gloop. 3D gloop's great. 3D gloop is great. And I was able to get it to adhere, and then 3D gloop dried and it just all fell off. Yeah. And then this is a hold on, 333. I know we're out of time. This was acrylic paint. Yep. Nope. Didn't hold. So I was messing around. In any case. Okay. Flocking. Fun. Interesting idea though. Loved it. Okay. Next. You're cutting out. Say again.
Vision Miner Nanopolymer, your job.
Yeah, Vision Miner Nanopolymer. Okay, Vision Miner Nanopolymer. So this is something that I have used. I have used it for a long time. I do not use it exclusively, but I was so excited. I got to meet Rob. I have been watching Vision Miner's channel for years. If you are interested in the more industrial side of things, not so much that you want to do industrial printing, but there are so many tips that I have gotten from watching Vision Miner's videos. They're just really good. In any case, they kept talking about this nanopolymer, and it used to be really expensive. And finally, I sucked it up and I bought the little bottle. But it is really interesting because you put it on. And then when I was talking to Rob, and he explained it better in person at the Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival than I had really seen in the videos. He was like, it adheres to your build plate. And when it's printing and it's hot, it's holding on to your model. But when it cools off, it just lets go, right? Which a lot of, some of them do. And I use different things because I like to try stuff out like I do slicers. But I was like, this is going to be it. This is going to do it. This is going to keep my 3D printed basketball down. This is not a basketball. It did not keep my damn 3D printed basketball down. No, sorry. But anyway, it's good stuff. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I've been using it. I actually got a bottle as well. What I'll say, the big difference is most of the glues and stuff that you use, when they release, they actually leave a residue on the bottom. This does not leave a residue, or at least it has.
That's a good point. It does. Now, let me ask you another thing, because I have tips and tricks that I do because I want to, and we have a time lapse issue because we used to do a lot more time lapses, and the bamboo time lapses are fine if you want to do that. But I need to get back into, I want my build plate to look beautiful. I want it to look clean and tidy. And then when the model comes off, I also want it to look clean and tidy. So that lack of residue is important. But are you seeing, like, if you put glue stick, you print, you bring it off, you clean it off, you're going to see where that glue stick was, right? Do you see?
I don't. So I haven't used that on my time-lapse machine. There is a little bit of a sheen to that. And so you do see a little bit of something. And where the print was, you do see kind of a matte versus shine difference.
Versus shine.
But yeah, if that makes sense.
So I think my advice to you all here, and hold on, is it in here? It's not in here. Where is it? I don't know where it is. It's in my other room. Bamboo Lab was out for a while, so I did not want to use adhesion unless I needed to. So if you're using a textured PEI sheet, a lot of times you didn't need adhesion, but I also don't like my models to fail. So Bamboo Lab came out and they were like, you must use glue stick. And it felt like we were going backwards when we were like using glue stick, but it worked and that was fine. And then they came out with this bottle of stuff, and that's been my absolute favorite. And I use it everywhere, and they've been out for a while. So I'm going to do a video on that. They just got back in stock because that's another one that I like. I really want to be careful because I don't want to say, this is the only thing I use. I do use this. I use this a lot. It's just not the only thing I use. So, yeah. There. Okay, next. Does I have anything else?
This is what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the poly dryer.
Oh, yeah, the poly. Hold on. Entertain people. It's right around the corner.
Hold on. Keep going. I used to use Aquanet. Raybert, I used to use Aquanet. I'm right there with you. Allergic to glue stick? What? I've never heard of that. Gorilla Light. That's funny.
It's gone.
You can't
Someone
find
stole it. Can you go in the time lapse room?
Well,
it was.
Let's jump.
Okay.
Let's jump to the next one.
Okay. So do we have a next one? And then I'll tell you how to draw.
You got the football there. the football.
Oh, I got the football. Yeah. So I think that I have to tell you that of every 3D print I have ever held, this is hands down my favorite 3D print. And I feel like, so Akuma Mods brought it to the Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival, and he was letting people just walk around and hold it and everything. My son's friends felt it, and they all wanted one. And what I didn't have time to say in the video, I said, this is not a consumer price one. So I sent Derailed 3D, who he and I worked together and he sent it to me. So the filament, the powder, I think is $600 for 700 grams or $700 for 600 grams. So it's quite expensive, especially considering that, So, how much is this? How much does this weigh? Look, I just plugged this in the other day. It's my postal meter. Okay, now we're at ounces. Let's go to grams. Oh, wait a minute. What am I? I'm at pounds. Grams.
Spread it. So you have a novel way. Do it. Explain it.
Where would you put it?
510. Why would I have hidden it?
500.
I don't know where I put it.
Somebody Google how much a football weighs.
Where would I have put it?
Oh, you're still looking for the dryer?
I cleaned up and I got it out of the way because we had people coming for a meeting and there was filament everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. It's not, you went back in that room and looked and, did you look on the dresser? I think it's on the dresser. So, so I can answer that question without having them. Oh, it's 100. It's 510 grams.
So yours is 510 grams. A normal football is 125 grams.
Is that right? Do I have this right?
What they're saying. That looks right.
Does this feel heavier to you?
No.
Hold on. Let me get the.
No, this feels like a normal football.
This is grams. Go get me a football. Do we have a football? We don't have a football. We're not a football family. We're not like as in a plane. 509. Okay, but this it just feels so nice. There is this softness to it. It's this velvety. You just don't want to stop touching it. So I love it. Maybe I will bring it to the East Coast. Sorry, 3D Printopia, because I'm going to that one. I'm going to Open Source in 2 weeks. You also are going to Open Source, right, Asylum? Yeah. Okay, so the poly dryer. All right, here's my take on the poly dryer. Well, we cannot find the poly dryer. I am up in the air on the poly dryer. I think in concept, the poly dryer is a great idea. So my favorite, someone asked me about my favorite one. Let me bring it over. It's over here. Oh, okay, hold on. Off to the side are printers, which I know will surprise no one. I can't. 2 amp. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Almost. There we go. Got it. Okay. So currently, this is my favorite dryer, and this is the IBOS dryer. Now, there are things about this that I do not like, but there is a newer version of that. Is that correct, Asylum?
Yeah, there's a newer version.
There's a newer version of it. And I'll tell you the reason. I lost the football, but I know that it will be fine. So the things that I like about this is the airflow is really good with this. The poly dryer, the airflow ideally would be nice because it has an opening in the front and an opening in the back, and it has the fan. And so it would hopefully loop that. What I have not done is I have not done extensive testing with temperature. And I would really like to do that because I was printing filament that needed to be dried at 70°C. Where did I hide it?
In the cabinet over by the TV.
In the cabinet over by the TV where? Oh, I put it where all of. Oh, I feel like I'm a dummy. I put it where I put all of the dryers.
You got 5 minutes. Go.
5 minutes. Okay. So I think that in theory, well, first of all, the presentation of this is great. I like the way it's organized. I like this. My question is, I was drying it in here to start, after a bit, I was not getting the reduction in moisture that I was expecting. And I was feeling inside here, and it was not as hot as I was expecting. I was asking it to do 70C, though, which is the cap out on pretty much every dryer, because they told me dry it at 80C, which we didn't have. So this one here, which is the IBOS, it's really annoying because this thing is annoying to get on and off. But aside from the fact that I'm printing, I wish there was a one version of this and I would get two. Aside from I'm over here printing and I'm over here printing and now I need to change this one out and you're doing this and you're like, because it's here and you've got it coming out. Anyway, there is some logistical problems with it, but functionally, this thing works really well. It dries very well. I don't know. You have one, Asylum. What do you think? Is he gone? Is he gone? Is he gone? He's gone. We lost him. Did I kick out? Are you guys here? Somebody tell me if you're here. He was having connection problems. Oh, right.
I'm here. Sorry. My phone
WB.
My phone left.
Okay.
So
that's
give me
okay.
a minute. I'm going to come back in.
So I hate saying that I have a favorite dryer because aside from the fact that I think this dries very well, this poly dryer, and this is more expensive at the time. So it was a higher price point. And this has been some time. This has been probably 2 years that I've had this thing. This presentation, the size of it, the fact that you can move back and forth, I think is great. What I feel like am not giving it a fair evaluation is I was trying to dry it at its cap temperature and expecting it to do that cap temperature. So if it was at TPU temperatures or PETG temperatures, I need to give it that before I say anything less than glowing about it, because I don't know. But yeah, it's super tight, so it's going to keep your moisture in. The way they have it organized is just great. You can have it rolling these rollers down in the bottom. They're stuck in there. I have another dryer where you're moving it around and you're doing stuff and these things fly out. This thing here is, it's a little bit fiddly, but I like the basically how they've rethought them. So what I want to do is test it on lower temperature filament. So yeah. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 4 stars until I can evaluate that 4th star. Next.
Okay. Last topic.
What? Yeah.
Prusa on Amazon?
What? Yeah, I know. This is a question for you all. So I was looking around today because these filaments that have the core of PETG, right? The core of PETG, I was also looking for, I have an addiction to browsing Amazon to seeing what I can find. And I Prusa, and I was like, wait, what? So if you are interested in getting Prusa's filament, Prusa, it is sold in the US. You can get it from the Czech Republic, and it's fairly inexpensive to ship if you get a couple, but you can get it from Printed Solid. So to see it on Amazon shocked me. There were only, I think, 2 colors, and that's because it was only in stock showing. Thank you, Prusa, for having it show just what's in stock. And so I was like, show out everything. And then they had like 10 or 12, but and they're more than that. And in any case, has it been around? Anyone know?
As what? I've seen other people selling Prusa, but it wasn't Printed Solid.
But
that's cool though. That is cool.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, I think I'm looking at Matt's comment. Yeah, I think if you're printing the polycarbonate, I can't remember, but polycarbonate, the polycarbonate has a really high. Does polycarbonate need to be dried? I don't know that it needs to be dried. Anyway, yeah, I think it would work for you. I think it's packaging. I think this is a great offering. I really like it. It might have been I was asking it to do its most challenging job, and that this one was better suited for that challenge. So in any case, I don't think if you did this, I don't think you'd be unhappy. Yeah, I do not think you'll be unhappy. Yep. I like it. And I'm sidetracked. So lifting this thing off, and all of my hassles with this are completely gone with this, because you can take the top off and it doesn't bother you. Why? Because you can have the filament come out of the front. Or if that's not ideal for you, it has a spot that you can put it here. Oh, you don't like it in the front? You turn it to the back. Why? Because the top turns around. This is stuff I couldn't say in the video. Just the way that they have organized this is really nice. So yeah, I think you'll be happy. All right, was that all? Did I have anything else? Anything else?
So guys, tonight, do y'all like this thing? Can turn this into and come back every now and do this next month.
You're cutting. You're cutting in and out. Let me. Okay, so yeah, because I know. I think I know where you're going with this. This is new, right? I came up with this topic that was the things that I couldn't tell you. And it sounds like it's, behind the scenes, but it really is in short form, and we have short attention spans, and I'm one of them. I cannot tell you everything that you need to know I cannot tell you everything I want to tell you about the filament or the product, right? And so this was an opportunity to take an hour once a month and to go over, and then if there are questions that you have, and if we have, I see Matt's got a couple more things. If we're not answering them, we'll get to them. Yeah. But yeah, to have an opportunity to do a little bit deeper dive. Most people aren't going to care about it, but I did want to talk about some of these things because, give them a fair shake. I really wanted to explain more why my basketball cracked. It's my fault. I'm pretty sure. Do I guarantee it won't crack? No. But what do I think about these other things, and what questions do you have? So what do you think? Should we do this once a month? Should we do it every now and again? My thought was review the month's videos and hit them. And if it's 30 minutes, it's 30 minutes. If it's an hour, it's an hour. No more than an hour. An hour is enough for a live stream. For me. Okay. Okay. Is it Aeon or Eon? Eon, right? Eon, Joey? Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So, that's good to know. So we will try it again next month. And what I'll do is I'll take some notes, and hopefully I'll have some exciting filaments. There's always more to talk about, because even if it's not just like something, who's making these filaments? Are you all interested in knowing how they're made? There's always stuff to talk about. So I think we could easily have an hour's worth of stuff. So we have another podcast that normally is the fourth Sunday of the month called Sliced. In fact, it was going to be tonight, but I was supposed to contact our guest and I forgot for weeks. And, but on top of that, this had been brewing in my mind. So I'm kind of excited to have this opportunity to do this. So thank you guys for being here. Asylum, do you have any parting words other than go and 3D print and have fun?
Yeah, definitely. No, thank you guys. I like hearing this stuff. I hope y'all do too. And it's always fun to get with Courtney and watch her go on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to put my button.
I can talk in my monster voice. You're frozen. You're frozen. You need to just out this now. Just end it. Just end it with the monster. If you don't, I'll go into robot voice. Before we end it, and I'm going to robot voice.
Robot voice. I don't know if this works. I have buttons over here, and I'm pushing buttons. Raymond, what'd you say? Thank you. Oh, he's just waiting. He's just stuck. By the way, I am so grateful to Asylum because he's got a long drive. He's been driving all day to do